Dr. Abdel Mageed Kamel from Canada tells the following story. I did not know Father Faltaous except from what I heard from a friend of mine called Safwat. My friend told me how Father Faltaous interceded with prayers for his son who suffered kidney failure. His son was healed through Father Faltaous' prayers, whom God had granted a gift to heal the sick, along with transparency and deep spirituality. As it is written, "For to one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit, and to another the word of knowledge according to the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, and to another gifts of healing by the one Spirit, and to another the effecting of miracles, and to another prophecy, and to another the distinguishing of spirits, to another various kinds of tongues, and to another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one just as he determines." God had granted Father Faltaous the gift of healing, prophecy, distinguishing, and the word of wisdom with humility and service to others. My story starts in 2000, a little bit before midnight, on the second day of the Muslim feast of the Sacrifice Feast. Upon my return from the clinic, in front of the Tamin El-Sehi Hospital in Nusk City in Cairo, Egypt, as I was driving my car towards Ismaili Street in front of Shamal Tebi Medical Center, in a blink of an eye and with the speed of a rocket, another car driven by a young man under 20 years old crashed into my Volvo. My car was crushed and my airbags were set off in my face and pushed the eyeglasses I was wearing towards my left eye. In a fraction of a second, the car was filled with smoke from the gas that was excreted from the airbag, and I completely lost vision through my left eye. Due to the strength of the impact, the car jumped to the street's middle divider that separated the car in opposite directions. The police came and got a hold of the car that caused the crash. The officer took me to the hospital. The physician examined my eye and wrote in his report that my vision in the left eye was non-existent and that the eye could not even differentiate light from darkness. The medical report was included in the police report that was done at the police station. At the medical center, they called in a professor of ophthalmology, Dr. Issam Shohayeb, who happened to be at his home in Cairo, Egypt, by coincidence on the day of the feast. Doctor came in quickly and examined my eye and said that the situation was complicated as 80% of the eye had a corneal ulcer due to the impact of the eyeglasses into the eye. There was a rupture in the iris, bruising of the optic nerve, and bleeding inside the eyeball. It looked like it could be the beginning of a retinal detachment, and there was an increase of pressure in the eye. Without getting into medical details, the procedure to cure one of these symptoms will work against some of the other symptoms. Dr. Harag explained the condition to me. I told Dr. Harag that I referred this eye to him, who has treated it and knows how to heal it. Friends came to visit me. Among them was my friend Safwat al-Awadi. My friend Safwat rushed to the Syrian monastery to see Abu Faltaous. He told him Father Dr. Abdel Mageed lost sight in his left eye and is now lying in bed and is in a lot of pain from the bruises and rupture in his ribs. Safwat told Father Faltaous that I serve in numerous churches at youth meetings and through other activities. He told him how I need my vision restored to resume my service and that the destruction of the car should be enough. Father Faltaous gave him a small bottle of blessed oil coming from Pope Carolus VI. Father Faltaous told Safwat, "Let Abdel Mageed rub his eye with it every 12 hours. When Safwat told me these words, I asked him, "Why every 12 hours? Is it like prayer timings?" Safwat told me to just do what Father Faltaous had said and to stop teasing. And so I did. I followed these instructions. During that time, I had done a fundoscopy, which is an examination of the interior of the eyeball, which almost killed me from the severe allergy I got during the exam. The X-ray results showed what Dr. Issam had previously explained. During one of Safwat's visits to Father Faltaous told him, "Let your friend come here during the feast just one time," referring to the Feast of Resurrection. Safwat told him, "How will he come, Father? His eyes are still covered with bandages and he can't drive. Also, he doesn't have a car." Abu Faltaous told him he will get his eyesight back and he will come driving his car. Safwat was surprised and did not comment. The feast was very near. I was lying in bed and my car was completely destroyed and could not be fixed. On a different occasion, while Safwat was walking in towards the monastery, one of the monks who knew him asked him out loud, "Did your friend get his eyesight back yet or not?" Safwat was surprised and asked him why he said that and how he knew about it. The monk told him, "Our backs broke from performing matanyas for him that Father Faltaous told us to do." Father Faltaous would share this service with a lot of monks. During my final medical examination, Dr. Issam examined the fundus of the eye and visual acuity, which was 6/6. Dr. Issam slapped both his hands against each other and told me, "I consider the fact that the eyeball did not explode to be a miracle within itself, because we will not need to put a prosthetic eye in place. But to have your original eye completely restored, with complete full vision and without any trace of all the destruction that had occurred to it, that I did not expect at all. Truly, this is a miracle." Dr. Issam refused to give me the X-ray images of the interior of the eyeball and told me that he will keep it. I was cured. But how can I go to the monastery without a car? Father Faltaous said he will get his eyesight back and will come driving his car. And here came the surprise that no one expected. The Volvo franchise in Egypt knew that I was not interested in any other car by a different manufacturer. They knew that I would buy another car from them as soon as I had the cash agreed upon by the insurance, and that I would pay the rest of the cost of the car from my pocket. On the day of the feast, I was surprised to find out that the Volvo franchise sent me a new car, the one I had intended to buy. The head of sales there, Mr. Fethallah, told me, "I know the insurance will take time until you cash the money. I also know how you need a new car now, and we guarantee your service because you are a long-time client. For that, here are the keys to your new car. It is right in front of your door. Pay whenever you are ready." I couldn't believe myself. On the day of the feast, I went to the monastery with my family while driving my car, and my eye healed exactly like what Father Faltaous had said. Since then, my friendship and my entire family's friendship with Father Faltaous grew stronger, and our visits to the monastery were reoccurring regularly every month until 2005, when we immigrated to Canada. After that, we used to visit Father Faltaous during each of our visits to Egypt. The last time was in 2009. One of my relatives told me that when he had told Father Faltaous that I was sending my greetings, Father Faltaous told him, "I will celebrate Christmas with you this year, but the resurrection I will celebrate above in heaven." Indeed, Father Faltaous passed away before the Feast of Resurrection, and God benefited us by hearing Father Faltaous' prayers on our behalf. Amen.